Okay, so let's talk about reference angles. So this will go with the first page of your guided notes. So you see the reference angle drawings on the page, and we're going to talk about how to calculate some reference angles. So let's look down here. So the first thing I'm doing when I calculate a reference angle is I want to draw the angle in a standard position. So 158 degrees would start positive x-axis. This is 90. If I went all the way to the next axis, it'd be 180. So 158 is somewhere in here. And then my reference angle is the angle between the terminal side and the x-axis. Now the nearest one is acute angle or right angle. So that's my reference angle right there. So you notice that if I went all the way around here, that's 180. So if I wanted this little green angle, that's going to be 180 minus 158, which is 22 degrees. So the reference angle for that is 22 degrees. Let's do the 315. Again, draw the angle in standard position. There's my initial side. This is 90. This is 180. This is 270. If I went to the next one, it would be 360. That'd be too far. This is 315. So my reference angle will be to the nearest x-axis, which is right here. So if you look at that picture now, this whole thing makes a circle, right? And the angle that I have is 315, so to find this reference angle, it would be 360 minus 315, which is 45 degrees. So this angle right here is 45 degrees. Now, when you're dealing with radians, I know that since we've just learned what radians are, a lot of the time it's going to be most comfortable to go ahead and convert this into degree measure, and I'm okay with that. So the conversion factor would be 180 over pi. The pi's would cancel out. The 6 goes into the 180 30 times. So this is actually a 210 degree angle. So I'm going to draw that in standard position. 90, 180, 210. That's messy. My reference angle is to the nearest x-axis from the terminal side, so it's right there. And so if you look at that, that looks like it's 210 minus this 180. So that reference angle is going to be 30 degrees. And the last one, 3 pi over 2. Now this one I'm going to do without changing it to degrees. 90 degrees is a pi over 2 angle. So that's pi over 2, 2 pi over 2, 3 pi over 2. So this is my 3 pi over 2. My reference angle could go to either x-axis because they're the same either way, either this way or this way. But you can tell that's clearly a 90 degree angle. So the reference angle here would be 90 degrees. So essentially, depending on which quadrant you're in, it tells you what you would do. If you're in quadrant 1, essentially it's the angle itself or some subtraction of a multiple of 360. If you're in quadrant 2, it's 180 minus the angle. In quadrant 3, it's the angle minus 180, because you use this whole angle and you take away the 180. And in quadrant 4, it's 360 minus the angle, because you go all the way around and then take it back. All right, that's how you find reference angles.